Absolute pleasure to be able to share in one of my bestest mates. Brilliant day. Now, Lizzie. You know how good you look. You've enough time looking at yourself. Dudley's broken with tradition a bit and he's gone for 3 best men. So there's myself, Johnny. There's Asif and there's the Duke.
Mazel tov.
I'm going to tell you a little story about how I met Dudley. And I'm not going to tell you the story about the first meeting that I had with Dudley, because it was pretty uneventful. Sat at the box. Sat at the bar in box, drinking Guinness. It didn't, to be honest, make a massive impression on me. Second time, pretty much clinched the deal. You'd be mates with him forever from then on. So, it was my birthday, 2007, and as you might have heard, Michelle, my beautiful girlfriend, was throwing me a surprise birthday. Not yet, wife. And Dudley, invited by pie, decided to come along. However, Dudley had a small problem. Well, you've met the guy before, you should bring him a present. But what present would you bring someone? I mean, you didn't really know me that well. He'd probably want to bring me something functional, useful, maybe like personalised stationery, or something for the house. Maybe something to help me in my daily commute. Maybe something just like a child-sized pink bicycle that we found abandoned. Walked off with, lovely wrapped in tinsel, presented to me for my 26th birthday. What a legend. Chris Dudley. Absolute bestest mate, and I fucking love you. Thank you.
Mazel tov.
That's the random one, yeah? Random one. No, that's the safety prohibits.
Cheers, Johnny.
It was going in anyway.
Yeah, I know, either way. Well, again, thank you for everyone. Thank you, Chris, for asking me to be best man. We both look great today, although this is the first time in the entire time that I've known Dudley where he will have to openly, honestly admit that he doesn't look the best in the room.
He's not centre of attention now.
I'll try to keep this short, as it's been Dudley's habit of a lifetime. Let's get one in. I've known Chris for some time. We met at work. Soon after that, he moved into my flat for months and months on end. And pretty much every night went the same way. We would stay up playing computer games till the silly early morning, and then in the morning he would pretty much force me to ring into work, as he didn't have the same ability as I had to do and had to explain to my boss of why I wasn't coming in.
What religious festivals did you make up?
My grandma died 3 times. A little while after that, I decided to move into Dudley's humble little abode. A house so full of charm and cleanliness. He would meet his mum at the end of the street to pick up his washing. Like coming in! And shortly after I met Lizzie for the first time, I remember spending 3 months living in a house, in a sleeping bag, aptly, as Chris made his poem earlier on, because we didn't pay the electricity, all the heating bills, and all our wages went behind the bar. In a sleeping bag. But but I remember those early days when he got to know Lizzie and seeing him come back home after spending days out and just knowing how much he'd fallen immediately, and being such a top guy and intelligent man. He's a man that keeps his head whilst losing his heart. Yeah, and funnily enough, the first time that I met Lizzie was back at our humble abode when she came round to have a chat with me. Because Chris, as you all know, is never the one that's in the wrong or the bad influence. And Chris had managed to lead her to believe that I was the bad influence. So we came for little chats. On a final note, I'd just like to wish you a happy and long journey together, and may the road rise up to meet you.
This is the danger zone.
Before I conclude with my finishing speech, here's a surprise speech from somebody who wasn't able to make it. So Lizzie and Chris, here's a message from somebody that you'll find out at the end of it.
Finn.
It's a message from Finn. He was only able to make it with 2 flights or something, but send a message anyway. Dear Lizzie and Chris, you two are amazing and I'm thrilled that you're finally tying the knot. Lizzie, my dear friend, what can I say except that I love you with all my heart. You've been a great true friend and travel companion throughout all the years I've known you. It also makes me very happy to know you have found a guy who loves you and respects you like you deserve. Not to mention someone who can be as much of a party anymore as you. Chris, though we've known each other less time, you have proven yourself and proven your true friendship. You're a great bloke with a heart of gold, and I could not think of a better man for Lizzie. You two rightly deserve the love and respect Lizzie will give you. I miss you guys so much. I'm sorry to miss such a wonderful event. My heart and my thoughts are with you today. Now have a few drinks and a dance for me. Love always from Finbo Jackson. And he asked me to go. Not my speech if I'm going to read it. I would like to thank my warm-up acts, Johnny and Bab, for their speeches. Thanks, guys. I think you will all agree that Lizzie looks 1 in a million today. And Chris, you look great too, even though it's clearly obvious that you've copied my outfit. However, in all honesty, I'm actually a bit nervous doing this. But I feel comforted by the fact that I've actually rehearsed this speech in front of a live audience at the local or people's home. I think it went well because they'll feed themselves anyway. On a serious note, it takes a strong and intelligent man to realise his dreams and achieve his goals in life and love. A man that is not afraid to live his life to the fullest and embrace what is truly important. But enough about me. I've come forward today to form a union that will hopefully last forever. I came across a bit of humour that I thought would be quite fitting. Obviously you're married now, so this will apply to you. A newlywed couple had just arrived in their honeymoon suite. After unpacking, the husband took off his pants and said laughingly, "Darling, would you please put these on?" To his wife. Bewildered, she did do. They were obviously way too big. So she replied, "Darling, there's no way I can wear these, they're way too big." He said, "Good. Now you know who wears the pants in this family. Don't forget the Flustered, the wife gets out her panties from the drawer and hands them to her husband and says, "Seems we're on this little sketch, you know. Why don't you put these on, my dear?" So the husband replied, "There's no way I can get into these." So the wife replied, "You're damn right, not unless you change your damn attitude." Now, being the person who's been married the longest out of our circle of friends, which is 19 years. 5 tips for a successful marriage like mine. So some of you guys out there might want to. Tip 1. Love, honour and cherish each other, and don't forget to take out the rubbish whenever it is. Yeah. Tip 2. Your wife is always right. Tip 3. Make sure you say compliments to every new hairstyle or clothing or item that she wears. Tip 5. Just in case she isn't right or confusion sets in about anything, refer back to tip 2. Your wife is always right. But seriously, I would like you all to raise your glasses to a lovely couple. Lizzie, you look beautiful. Chris is lucky to have found such a wonderful gal to share his life with. I wish you both peace and happiness in your life together, and may God bless your union. Cheers.
Cheers. Dudley.